Zam's TikTok treasures.
Hi there, NerdTube, and welcome to a very special episode of Zam's TikTok Treasures. We'll be looking at some TikTok videos regarding the upcoming USA ban. I'm not very happy with this ban. I like to watch a lot of American TikTok because I've become friends with a lot of Americans through TikTok, and this ban is probably one of the most unfreedom things America could have ever done. And there's a variety of reasons, and the reasons that the US government gives is not really truthful. But we are going to look at some TikToks from some American streamers as well as streamers from around the world who have their opinions and some knowledge and some ideas of where this ban, or if this ban does take place, which will probably be this Sunday if all things go according to plan. So I just typed in on the search TikTok ban update 2025. Now, there are some interesting clips, but let's try and find some of the ones which tend to be a bit more recent. So this one has got 8,793 views. Let's see what this lovely looking lady has to say.
Okay guys, here is the very latest update on the TikTok ban. It's now being reported that we will most likely have the final decision by Wednesday. The court has signalled that they want to come to a quick decision before that January 19th date comes around. It is still possible, although seemingly unlikely, the Supreme Court could decide that they need more time to come to a decision, and therefore they delay that law from taking effect on January 19th. This of course is the best case scenario because it would allow time for Trump to take office the very next day, and we know that Trump is in favour of not banning TikTok. So in this seemingly unlikely scenario, what could Trump then do to try and stop a ban? Well, Trump has a few options here. As president, he could order a 90-day pause on the law if there's evidence TikTok is in the process of separating from ByteDance. However, important to note that right now, TikTok is saying that they do not want to separate themselves from Chinese company ByteDance. Trump could also try and declare that TikTok is in compliance with the law, but if it's still owned by ByteDance, this will also get challenged in court. He could also try and negotiate an agreement with ByteDance to try and get it to sell the app. And while TikTok still maintains they do not want to sell the app to the US, this could all get very political because Forbes reports that China could possibly be persuaded to approve of ByteDance selling TikTok in exchange for Trump backing off his threat of high tariffs on Chinese imports.
Incredible.
And this one kind of blew my mind because it got me hoping that this whole thing is actually just a way of the US and China using TikTok as a political tool to negotiate things that are completely unrelated to TikTok. I have 40,000 US followers on this app, so I am very worried. I'm going to start putting a bit of a plea on the end of my videos because I do not want to lose you guys. Please follow me on Instagram. I would really appreciate it. I'm based here in the UK. We have no monetization structure on Instagram, so it doesn't benefit me in any way for you to follow me on Instagram, other than I really don't want to lose you guys. That's how.
I don't follow this person. As you can see, the follow button hasn't been clicked. Regardless, I can understand she doesn't want to lose a lot of her American followers, which is why she wants them to follow her on Instagram. But fuck Zuckerberg. Fuck him and fuck everything he stands for. Now, I do sound like a hypocrite because I myself am on Facebook. I don't use Instagram though, but I hardly use Facebook. And honestly, I'm not really going to use Facebook anymore. The only thing I do use is Messenger because I have a few people I need to keep in constant communication with because of this particular YouTube channel. But even that might change if we have the opportunity to. But we kind of settled in our ways to a degree. But if it means me not using Facebook, the main page, or Instagram and just using Messenger, I'm happy with that sort of compromise because fuck Zuckerberg. Okay, so that was an interesting article regarding how TikTok itself could be used as a political tool between China and the United States. See how deep this shit goes. What's this lady got to say?
Friends, I've got updates. TikTok could get a 270-day extension to make a deal. Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey introduced a Extend the TikTok Deadline Act that would give TikTok and ByteDance 270 more days to figure out what their next moves are. It's important to note that this act does not overturn the initial Congress bill. However, the Supreme Court is expected to decide this week whether the initial law banning TikTok was in fact in violation of the First Amendment. Markey added that TikTok does have its problems, but a TikTok ban would impose serious consequences on millions of Americans who depend on the app for social connection and their economic livelihood. We cannot allow that to happen. Now, I know we've been hearing rumors about Elon Musk buying TikTok, and that has not been confirmed as of yet.
Please no.
This is incredible news for TikTok users, and I really look forward to reporting on new developments. So follow for more.
Okay, Markey is this guy here behind this dude. There's Markey there. And he's come out of the coffin, so to speak, because he's old as fuck. And he's kind of said, yeah, this TikTok ban's not a great idea. Now, he does believe still that, information is being taken by the Chinese from American citizens and yada, yada, yada. But he's not in favor of the TikTok ban simply because so many people's businesses have been created through TikTok. Anyway, now this one kind of hits more closer to home. TikTok ban in the UK.
What does the TikTok ban mean for people in the UK? First of all, the TikTok ban is absolute BS, and I'm sure we can all agree on that.
Agreed.
Honestly, I do feel really bad for the Americans who make even just a little bit of money off this app every single month, because it does all help, and soon it'll all be gone. But on January 19th, when this ban does come into place, what does it mean for people outside of the US? Will TikTok keep videos from American creators on their platform, and will they continue to be circulated in the algorithm? It's great for those who just watch the content, but if you're the creator and TikTok is now circulating your content and not paying you for it, and you're not allowed on the platform, that's gotta suck. But let's focus on what it means for UK creators and, more importantly, UK viewers. For creators, it's either going to get much better or much worse. There isn't going to be any in between. A reduction in American creators means less competition on the platform, which is great, right? My videos will get seen by more people. Well, not necessarily, and there is another possibility. The other scenario is a massive reduction in viewers, and if there's less viewers, that means less advertisers. Advertisers are the lifeblood of social media, and without advertisers, that means less money, and without an American audience, that means less viewers, which means even less money for creators. So that covers creators, but what about viewers? How does this affect you? Ultimately, it will mean a lot less original content on TikTok. Even if TikTok decides to start rolling out old American content into the algorithm, eventually we'll run out of videos to watch. New trends will come along, new memes, new songs, and creators from the US won't be able to fill those content gaps anymore. Provided TikTok keeps the old American videos up, I predict it'll be a weird mix of old classic videos like we used to see from Vine and new trends. To sum it up, I don't see anything good coming out of the TikTok ban, and to be honest, I think it sets a really dangerous precedent for any other country potentially mulling up a ban. With the way things are going, it could even be banned in the UK next. You never know. What does the TikTok ban mean for...
I always say this, that United Kingdom is pretty much USA's bitch. And so what America does, there's a good likelihood that maybe the UK does as well. But in a way, I say this almost with gritted teeth, it's good that Starmer's as the Prime Minister, because if it was a Conservative politician in charge of our country, like say maybe Boris Johnson, there's more likelihood that he would just do whatever Donald Trump was going to do. So if Donald Trump wanted to ban TikTok, he'll ban TikTok. But there are rumors that Donald Trump might want to be the savior of TikTok, which is something he might say he's done. I mean, it was Joe Biden who decided to ban TikTok in the first place, but it was the entire Congress and all the politicians that were on board on this particular ban. I mean, that and obviously the bombing of fucking civilians in Gaza are pretty much what the Republicans and the Democrats tend to agree on. But now, obviously, with TikTok being so popular and a lot of Americans, 1/3 of Americans, being very upset by this, maybe Trump will think, I can be the savior and not ban TikTok. Let's have a look at this one here. Well, fuck Mr. Beast. I don't want to listen to that shit.
A TikTok ban could hit the US in days. What to know and how to prepare. The fate of TikTok and its 170 million American users hangs in the balance as the Supreme Court considers the constitutionality of a law that would ban the platform in the US if its China-based owner, ByteDance, doesn't sell off its US operation by January 19th. If the court upholds the law, as a lower court did last month, TikTok's days in the country would be numbered. On January 19th, as I understand it, we shut down, TikTok lawyer Noel Francisco told justices during oral arguments on Friday. This doesn't mean that the viral video app will automatically disappear from people's phones or that individuals will risk punishment just for logging in. But it will get harder for the platform's users in the US to access the app, says Kate Ruane, director of the Free Expression Project at the Center for Democracy and Technology. I think the biggest obvious result of this law going into effect is that it's going to require more technical savvy to access TikTok, Ruane told NPR. And that in and of itself is going to be too big of a barrier for lots and lots of people to continue to access TikTok or to continue to try to use TikTok as a service. A TikTok ban could hit the US.
Yeah, now there are people who are savvy enough to maybe get around the ban and still use TikTok, but not everyone is that savvy. Also, TikTok is really an application you don't want to be using on your computer. It's a phone application, and with content updates and stuff like that, which won't be available to American users because of the ban. Eventually, TikTok itself won't be available. And what are you going to do? Carry a fucking laptop around and use TikTok that way because you're able to get around the technical issues that ban it from the USA in the first place? You're not going to do that. It's a real shame. It's a real shame anyway. Let's see what else do we have here. That's a bit old. Anything a bit new? Let's try this one. Oh, Ro Khanna, 20 hours ago.
Senators and congressmen in America are introducing a new bill to pause the TikTok ban for 270 days. Let me explain. So the man you've just seen behind me is Ro Khanna. And basically, we like Ro Khanna. Another person we also like, who he also mentions in that video, which we'll get onto in a second, is this man called Ed Markey. Because these people are really trying to help the people at TikTok. They're basically fighting TikTok's case. Basically, Ro Khanna just posted this video on his official TikTok account. Ed Markey's also posted a video very similar to it on his TikTok account as well. But in Ro Khanna's TikTok video, he's obviously outside the Supreme Court because Ro Khanna and Ed Markey are introducing this bill that they've aptly called the Markey-Khanna bill, which will basically pause the TikTok ban for 270 days and basically just buy TikTok some time. In the video, Ro Khanna's urging President Biden and President-elect Trump to pause the ban. Just because this goes through doesn't mean that TikTok will be safe forever. It'll give them more time to basically come up with a better argument to keep TikTok, give them more time to have a proper in-depth look at the pros and cons if this ban goes through. I'll keep you updated with what happens from this, but it is looking pretty promising. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments and make sure you follow him for all the...
All right, so a 270-day extension has been rumored. And if that's the case, then will this ban ever happen if they keep extending it by 270 days? Like, this is something I think the American government is starting to regret that they started in the first place. They thought, yeah, no problem, we'll ban TikTok and Americans will have to accept it. But they're not, because there's a whole heap of problems. And once again, the American government themselves, they don't give a fuck about their citizens. They never did. They only pretend to. They want you to give a fuck about America. That's why they make you flag worship and shit like that. But they don't give a flying fuck about the American citizens. They want you to give a fuck about them, not the other way around. All right. Sorry, I got kind of distracted by my phone ringing there. Let's have a look. Oh, that's in another language. What else do we have here? Oh, this dude, he's always good, Dylan Page. Let's check it out.
Montana have just become the first US state to pass legislation banning TikTok on personal devices. And so it begins. The bill was passed by a vote of 54 to 43, and it cites a number of concerns about TikTok, including the alleged surveillance from the Chinese government, which makes this...
Sorry, I apologize. This is actually quite old. I just saw the date there. What else do we have? Okay, yeah. Now, this is something people don't realize, but let me...
They're also going to ban the use of TikTok on government devices. We will do so with immediate effect. Mr. Speaker, this is a precautionary move. We know that there is already limited use of TikTok across government, but it is also good cyber hygiene.
Okay, this guy, I want him to shut the fuck up because I need to explain to you that governments just generally, not just in the UK, but several of them around the world, they are banning government officials from using TikTok. Obviously, the scaremongering's there, but this could also be the first signs of sowing the seeds for a nationwide ban. The hard on the rest of the world has on fucking destroying and banning TikTok, it's incredible. You know, it really is, because they don't have a control over it, not whatsoever, and that pisses them off. Okay, let's see what Orange Fox has to say.
How do you plan to stop the ban on TikTok next month?
We'll take a look at TikTok. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. There are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that. Now, Joe Rogan did, and some of the other people that were recommended by my son Barron, and whoever, he knew names. I said, who is that? Tell me, who's that? Dad, you gotta be kidding. I can't believe you don't know. And I did those interviews, and it was actually sort of cute. Do you want to know the truth? So I have a little bit of a warm spot in my heart, I'll be honest. Yes, President.
How do you plan to stop the ban on TikTok next month?
I despise this man, but if it means him taking credit for the TikTok ban no longer happening, and he says, yeah, I saved TikTok, I'll fucking take it. Okay, what else do we have here? Yeah, is this the same? Is this different?
For all of those that want to save TikTok in America, vote for Trump. The other side's closing it up. But I'm now a big star on TikTok. We even have TikTok Jack, and we're setting records. We're not doing anything with TikTok, but the other side's going to close it up. So if you like TikTok, go out and vote for Trump.
I want to add that Donald Trump was the first person to float the idea of banning TikTok. And then, unfortunately, Joe Biden went through with it. And it really pisses me off how quickly certain legislation can just pass in America, like the banning of TikTok. Other things, when it comes to helping the people, it takes such a long fucking time to get through, so much red tape. But the banning of TikTok happened pretty quickly. Legislation was signed immediately. And then, obviously, there was this period, which we're coming to an end now, where TikTok will finally be banned. And here's Donald Trump, who initially floated the idea and wanted to ban TikTok, now wanting to save it. If he does, great. Honestly, great. As I said earlier, I despise this guy. But if he saves TikTok, it'll be probably one of the few good things he's ever done as president of the United States. And if he takes credit for it, fine. I'm fine with that too. Like I said, he's a fucking cunt. But it is what it is. Okay, let's oh, that's all I got. Nah, it can't be that. Videos. Oh, this one's 1 hour ago. Let's check it out. It's from The Sun.
TikTok is ready to totally shut down its app to Americans on Sunday as the federal ban creeps in. Defiant US social media users have flocked to the Chinese-owned app RedNote in response to the government's shock move. A federal ban on the platform was passed due to national security concerns. The government revealed it would enforce the ban unless the app was sold by its Chinese owner, ByteDance, to a government-approved buyer. TikTokers are reportedly set to be greeted by a different-looking app on Sunday. Under TikTok's plan, people attempting to open the app will see a pop-up message directing them to a website with information about the ban, a report said. The government's initial plans for the app after Sunday would not have deleted the site of people's phones or introduced the blackout. Huge mobile phone companies like Apple and Google would have been banned from helping TikTok keep running. This would have included banning updates, making the site glitchy and unusable over time. TikTok is ready to totally shut down.
That's how they're going to do it. Because even after the 19th, you probably still be able to use TikTok. But once the updates are no longer available, that's when TikTok will start to fall apart. So, RedNote. Let's check out RedNote. Here we go.
Also, I just want to say, sure, moving to Xiaohongshu, RedNote, is a great way to protest, but the developers are working in overtime to translate everything over to English. I downloaded the app a while ago, but never really used it, and it's already a lot more user-friendly for English speakers. And they're welcoming us, so don't underestimate how petty we are. Also, I just want to say, sure, moving to...
What else do we have? Here we go. Things with the symbol on it, which is what I'm looking for.
If you move to the app RedNote, like pretty much all of us, and you're having trouble getting around the app, here's something that I did. Obviously, it's not in English. I can't figure out a way to switch the settings to English. So what I've been doing is just taking screenshots of like when you fill out your profile or you pick your interests or even comments that I receive. And I put the screenshots into ChatGPT and I tell it to translate to English. And then as a creator, when I'm posting, if I want to translate mascara, for example, I'll say to Chat, please translate mascara from English to Mandarin, and it'll give me the version. Now, the problem is I can't fact check this, so I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate, like the responses that Chat is giving me. But I'm gonna have to say it's close enough for now. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. If you have any other recommendations for that, though, let me know. If you move to the app,
No
Red Note.
recommendations at this moment in time. Is she crying? Oh, here we go. Let's just check out this one first.
RedNote will never be TikTok, but it's also not Instagram, which is a really good thing. But what I'm more interested in is the moral quandary of the emergence of RedNote, and that reminds me of a lot of the Batman versus Joker, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. It's really easy to take a simplistic look and look at the whole situation as good versus evil, like cheering for the hero as he defeats the villain. While stopping the immediate act of aggression could be seen as something positive, the unforeseen negative consequences that lead from that action should also be considered. Joker's very existence is a direct consequence of Batman's actions. Banning TikTok could be potentially seen as a positive action, or like Batman. The emergence of RedNote is like the emergence of the Joker. RedNote would have never existed in our minds if the Batman was not trying to ban TikTok. RedNote will never be TikTok, but it's also not Instagram, which is a really good thing. But what I'm more interested in is the moral quandary of the emergence of RedNote.
Oh, so we're looping here. I apologize. All right. Not much from that guy.
All these Americans and me, a Canadian, went over and we joined the RedNote app. Sorry.
Oh, tears of laughter inside of the kids. Oh, sadness.
Over there, but I saw an American ask another American, do they think that the Chinese people, do you think they don't want us here? And I was like, oh my god, the audacity. And then someone commented and they were like, don't worry, we're on a different time zone as them. We can take turns on the app. If you haven't joined that app yet, man, you gotta fucking do it. It's so funny. I should be working right now. All these Americans and
that's
me, a
beautiful.
Canadian, went over and
That's absolutely beautiful. The xenophobia of Americans is such as like they make comments as stupid as that. That's just beautiful. And let's see if we can conclude. I don't know. I'm just taking random. That's in Spanish or French or whatever language that may be. Here we go. Let's try this one.
I've been on the app RedNote for about 4 hours now, and I am dead. The Chinese people are trolling everyone. They're saying, give me your data. Hi, I'm Chinese spy number. Welcome to join RedNote. Make sure you post enough selfies every day. Are you privacy data? They are trolling Americans on there. This is so funny. If you guys don't have the app yet, honestly, it's so wholesome. It's so cute there. If TikTok is going to be banned in the US, I want to be where the Americans go. I'm sorry. I want to be where everybody's going. So everyone's so nice on there. This is better than Reels. I'm so sorry.
I got that song from Cheers ringing in my head. You know, I'm not going to sing it, but you know one about where everybody knows your name. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, just sing it a little bit. But yeah, the Americans going, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You know, I know they only represent a small portion of this planet, but it's still 170 million off this app. Wait, Birdie, good girl. So yeah, it's important that we all together on this one. And Red Note, yeah, I'm calling myself Red Note Zamario. I am on Red Note myself. You can look for me. I do. Please play ball. Please play ball. Oh, no. My birds. See, I've got a bird cage here. I do have birds, but they're not playing ball right now. So fair enough to them. But I do show off my birds. I will create a NerdTube TikTok channel for Red Note as well, because why the fuck not? But this is where everyone needs to go if the ban does happen. And I don't want the ban to happen because I don't really want to migrate to a new channel, but I'm happy to do so, pardon me, in defiance to what the Americans are doing, the American government, that is. And the irony is just so amazing on this, because this is the real Chinese TikTok, the Red Note app. It is what the very thing Americans were worried about what TikTok is doing, is probably what this app could be doing. But even if they're doing, what they're going to do, find clips of me in my jerking off positions and shit like that, of course not. Or if they do, who cares? I mean, they know how I like to stroke it. Who fucking cares? My life is an open book. I've got nothing to fucking hide. Fine, they find ways of being able to advertise me to me. That's what a lot of American applications do anyway, like Meta, Facebook, like Twitter. So I have no problems with them, getting my information. Everyone's already got my fucking information. And yeah, join Red Note. That's the way to go forward, my friends. If they do ban TikTok, shove it to the man. Tell them to go fuck themselves. You're really worried about my data being used by TikTok? You really hate the application because you don't control it? Well, we're now going to Red Note, baby. Oh my God. Amazing. And I love the way the Chinese people are communicating with the American people. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hilarious. Yeah, can't wait. I can't wait to see what goes down in the next few days. All right. Well, this has been Zam's TikTok Treasures. Oh, I wish I could click on some of these, but unfortunately I can't. But yeah, this is Zam's TikTok Treasures. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest social media channel you never heard of. And let me know what you guys think about the upcoming TikTok ban. Take care now. Bye-bye.